Hello, beautiful. How's it going? I'm going to be doing a general read, so I'm not quite sure what this is, but I am here to bring you authentic happiness and success, bring back your personal power, all right? And we're going to see what the cards have in store today. My name's Amy Thompson, spiritual intuitive, business strategist, and healing artist. And I was just doing some readings for people, answering specific questions for them. So if you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see whether or not I can channel it for one of the readings. And if not, just stay tuned and we'll see what this has for you today, okay? So we have step up and lead, all right? That makes sense. I do work with a lot of leaders. And we've got attend to the details in inverse, okay? So one of the biggest things that I'm getting already is for you not to get too hung up on the details. People need you to show up, all right? And if you're showing up and you're already doing that, what is it about the details that either may be overlooked or maybe getting stuck? Maybe there's better, more efficient ways that you can do things to attend to the details where you don't have to do them so much, all right? The next thing you got is my career is one of creating a joyful life experience. You got that in inverse. You got shortages of time, money are perceptual. And you also got, I have control over the thoughts I think. I can pivot under any and all conditions in inverse. And you got, I'm developing the skill to direct my thoughts, right? So from what I've got here is you're working on something and it's something fairly big, right? It's very important to you. There are some other people who are involved that it's actually more important to them than you realize. Like you may think that the people who you're working with, that they don't care necessarily as much about the project or the goals that you guys are working on, but they do have a lot more invested in the bigger picture. Okay, so if you haven't really stopped to think about the people around you and what you're bringing, the message is for you to recognize that like there's so much at stake for the people around you that if you can step up and lead and you can stop getting so hung up on how to do everything right and how to do everything perfect, you are going to be able to cause leadership around you with virtually no effort. Like you really do have the skills and the attitude and the personality and the compassion required to be a leader on a level that you've never led before. Okay. Yeah. And for you, you need to make sure that you are controlling your thoughts and you are actually, and I'm getting this like intuitively, like channeling the right messages. When I say channeling the right messages, it's trusting yourself that when you're communicating to your people, to your followers, to your team, to your tribe, that you're communicating exactly what's needed for you to be able to help them, help elevate them, give them what they need. All right. It's not just about your success. It's about their success. And you are a leader beyond anything that you've ever recognized. So make sure that you really step into that. And the only thing that would be holding you back in any regard would be the thoughts that you have. But you're already full aware of how your thoughts are. But what's not there is your ability to pivot. Like, yes, you've got an ability to pivot, but it's almost like you still allow the external circumstances and conditions to sometimes direct how your thinking is. Okay, so your thinking needs to be able to be strong and solid and confident in any situation, regardless of conditions around you, because you are the leader. You're leading the people, and your vision and your faith cannot be wavering. It's okay if it is, but what I'm saying is you're not going to be able to give them the same results. All right, so don't judge yourself if it has been wavering from time to time. Don't allow that to get in your way, because that fear or concern about a wavering image or vision or faith is going to cause your thoughts to be more inconsistent. And for you, you just need to believe that you can maintain the vision and just keep going more towards your authentic self and more towards what makes you, like what's important for you. Because what I'm getting is that your vision is very deeply tied to who you are and what you believe on a core level. So your vision is, it's deep and impactful. I looked over and I saw the Two of Cups right away, right? So your vision is actually something that's like a romantic dream for you. And it's not necessarily like with a lover, but it's like the feeling of having that deep passion, right? So what you're working on is actually very, very important to you and should not be minimized by the results that are showing up for you right now. What's lacking is the attention to details. It's not necessarily for you to attend to all the details. That's the thing. It's like when you're coming from this space of like, I am the leader, I'm going to step up and lead, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm causing. And you're saying, hey, this is what I need, and I need the details. I need, and as you step into this power of needing and knowing the details, the right people are going to come to you, and the right answers are going to come through you, like for how to maintain, how to manage, how to organize, how to communicate the details that you need. What I'm getting is that you might not have had the skill previously to be able to communicate everything that you wanted to do or needed to do on the level that you need for the vision that you're creating, okay? That's absolutely normal, right? Because you're still developing the skill to direct your thoughts. It's going to come easier and easier for you and faster for you because you're stepping into your authentic and true power. Like your personal power, you're stepping into that, and it's showing. It's like people around you are starting to take note of how you come across, how you speak, and the feeling, like you're giving off this like you don't care as much kind of essence, but not, and I don't care as in I'm a cocky, jerk or anything like that, but it's like you're actually being just yourself. And that is showing other people that they can be themselves as well, which is very, very exciting. Now, my career is one of creating a joyful life experience. There's a big part of you that doesn't believe that yet, but really what it is when you're stepping into your personal power and you're stepping up and you're leading, you are leading from a space of I'm creating my life to be the way that I want, and you can too, okay? I'm creating a joyful experience. I'm creating a joyful life. I'm creating that other people in the world get to experience wonderful things. So it doesn't matter what sector you're working in, because all of us are like little parts of a bigger machine. If you think about it, it's like my purpose and your purpose, they could be completely different purposes, but somewhere in the machine of everyone's authentic selves, it's like we get to create a world that works, right? I hope these little visuals that I do work for you. But it's like what you bring to the table is going to be different and unique to anyone else. It's going to be specific to you, your skills, your experience, your knowledge. It could be in like coding, it could be in cooking, it could be in like leadership, it could be in manufacturing, it could be in waste treatment, it could be in any kind of creative arts, it could be in performing, it could be in like the automotive industry. Like it really doesn't even matter what it is that you're working on. What it is that this thing that you're doing is aligned with you creating a life that you love. Like if you're watching this and you're somebody who is working at a job that you hate, which is possible, but most of you guys watching this are not going to be in that situation. But say that you are somebody and you're working in a job that you hate, or there's parts of your business that you hate, or parts of your team that you hate, or things that are not aligned. Just ask yourself some questions. It's like, what is it about this that doesn't resonate with me? And what is it that I can bring in that would feel more fulfilling to me and my soul? Somebody that I was just working with, they recently just had fired. I don't like the word fired because it's like, they ended a working relationship that was working, right? And sometimes for you to elevate to the next level, you do have to end relationships that are already working because you have either outgrown them or it's like they don't align with what it is you're working on. Now, this person, it was their marketing manager who was doing a pretty good job, but their vision was up here and the person's skills were down here. So even though they were big enough to take them to this level, they couldn't keep them to take them to the next level because the mentality hadn't gone there. So maybe this person here, if they had have leveled up their mindset and their mentality and they were able to understand the vision and get the skills, then yes, they could have stayed there. But this one person that I was recently speaking with, she had to let go of this person just so that she can step into her next level of leadership, right? And when she did it, it was a blind leap of faith because she didn't have somebody else to replace her yet. Sometimes you do need to subtract before you add, right? Take out, but it is often better depending on your circumstance, to know what you're going towards so you have everything in place, right? So have a look at your life and everywhere in your life, personal, professional, and see what it is that's going to be like bring joy to your life. And I would not throw away all of your relationships and things like that until you've gone through and you've checked to see whether or not the people are open and willing to make some adjustments to move up and level up with you, right? And that needs to have clear, open, honest communication, the willingness to be vulnerable, and willingness to put in some time and effort. But when you know for certain that things are not going to work, then it makes logical sense for you to move into the direction of your dreams, right? Some people I know would just cut things off like very, very quickly and very early, but often with relationships, like anybody who's been through any kind of long-term relationship, it's like there are going to be times people go through stuff, right? So it's like you need to know that you're not just going through things, because people that can weather storms with other people, they grow more solid as they go, and that trust level grows. Patrick Lencioni, he has the five dysfunctions of team. Okay, so if you want to know how to really build a team and have everything work with your team, and a team could be like anything, it could be relationships or people, like even in a sales dynamic, but he's got a really great structure in how to have your team work, right? Really to step into that leadership and to own it. So I would highly, highly recommend that. And then this one here, shortages of time and money are perceptual. I think you're still kind of grappling with that. It's almost like everything seems so real. It's like everything has to be done now, or I need to have enough money to do this, this, and this. When you have a clear vision, clear conviction, and no resistance, things show up, okay? Oh my goodness, I'm gapping on the guy's name for this as well, but he has the vision plus zero resistance equals the vision realized, right? So I always think of that, and I think of like the goal, and then if there's no resistance at all, the goal is so easy to, like so easy. All right, so more things you got. You got gold metal elemental, the alchemist, and you got platinum Om, the sound of creation in inverse. Okay, I'm gonna pull a couple more cards for you. And I love that you're working on a vision and that you're a leader and stuff like that. I do work with a lot of leaders, so helping people to really elevate their success, but authentically, so that they actually have the happiness in their personal and professional life. I dropped some cards on the floor, so hopefully I can grab them. All right. Yep, talk less, feel more in inverse, find a balance in inverse, clear your mind in inverse, forgive upright. And then I'm going to read from this here, the Color Mirror Oracle cards by Moira Bush. And you got number 14 and number 30. Okay. Sorry, just give me a second here. So, you're in a process of alchemy and huge changes in your life. Alchemy turns base metal into the precious metal of gold through spiritual power. That is why I'm doing this channel, by the way. Is because sometimes when things aren't working, it's because there's a power that's higher and more aware than all of us that really helps. So you too can shift your feeling of having no value in being human to claiming your precious golden self. The precious golden self can be reached by digging deep into your cells, a process of self-analysis where you bring to your conscious mind any negative patterns or belief systems buried in your unconscious, for clearing until you can see your divine light. The process of obtaining gold metal is the same. We have to dig deep into the earth and bring the rock to the surface, and then extract the gold to see its beauty. Right now, you have the power to find the most extraordinary solutions to your problems and situations. Call in your inner alchemist to help you transform what seems to be completely irresolvable. See him as a is a shimmery being of liquid gold that will turn all your dark situations into lighter ones. Everything is going to be all right. In fact, everything's going to be more than all right, because like I said earlier, it all comes from within. The biggest next message I got is for you to forgive, right? So, and you're going through and you're digging up all this stuff, all this dirt from within you, and all of these experiences and feelings, or the circumstances around you that don't align with what it is you've got, or the team that's not doing things the way that you want, or the disorganization of the things and all of the parts of your business or your strategy that's not working, right? You're going to pull up all of these things and go through and start to see the light in them, and speak your truth and make requests and forgive yourself and forgive others. You know, it takes a lot to bring a vision into the world, right? But the more conviction you have, the easier it is. If you don't have that conviction because you still have so many things deeply buried, or you're resisting, or you're not even looking at, like, get it all up, get it all out. You will feel so much better. Okay, so this one here, this is in inverse. Now this one is Platinum Om, the sound of creation. In between one word and the next, there's a quiet space where the human ear cannot hear anything but silence. I love listening between sounds. Very beautiful. That space appears to have nothing in it. Mystics, monks, and those seeking a deeper meaning to life has used the art of meditation to access those quiet, empty spaces for inspiration, guidance, and wisdom. That space exists in a zero state, and it holds the sound of creation. You are encouraged to go into that silence for yourself and to feel for the information and knowledge that awaits you in the nothingness of space. If you need help, use the Om vibration, saying it out loud when you meditate. Om. It will help you focus and relax enough to access those silent spaces. Have patience and keep practicing. Soon you will hear the sound of creation and be filled with new ideas. The Platinum Ray will help you find inner peace and harmony. You're gifted in working with sound therapy and able to lead groups in meditations. Okay, so what is so cool about this is that when you practice this, it becomes so fast that you can literally hear the silence between a word, and you can have a flash of insight like that. And one flash of insight can be millions or billions of dollars. Okay, so recognize that when you clear some things, you'll start to hear things differently. You don't need to necessarily clear everything for you to start having this shift. You could have this shift in this moment right now, where some idea comes to you, right? And it's divinely planted there, and for you to take action, right? So cool. Okay, so again, clear your mind. We just went through that. Talk less, feel more. We just went through that too. Find a balance. We just went through that too. And forgive. So if you feel like you've wasted time, money, energy, thoughts, maybe your health, maybe vitality, anything like that, if you feel like anything you've ever done is a waste, just know that shortage of time, money, or anything else is just a perception. It's not even real. You don't have to worry about it. You are how do they say it? They say like a spiritual being in a physical body, right? It's you, time and space is irrelevant. Like when you're at your soul level, it doesn't even matter. Okay? So you have the time you need, you have the abilities you need, you have the voice you need. You get to step up and lead and bring your vision to life. You are freaking amazing, like absolutely amazing. I'm just gonna see if there's one more message. Okay. Okay, yeah, you've got to give up. There's still a part of you, you got the Eight of Swords, there's still a part of you that feels trapped and feels like everything that I'm saying is kind of like, whatever, but there's still a part of you that feels kind of helpless in some kind of situation, and it's actually preventing your abundance. Okay, so that's something. I'm just going to ask specific questions to help address that. All right, so what specifically do you have to help address the trust and the faith, and how does the viewer let go of feeling trapped or powerless or anything? Okay, and I'm getting that it's not around everything, but you've got some stories that are so stuck, so buried deep within your psyche. You're like, well, how am I going to clear that? Okay, so you've got Knight of Swords, you've got Ten of Pentacles in inverse, and you got Strength to the right. Okay, so just know you're stepping into a version of yourself that is strong enough to withstand anything at all. You need to be really honest with yourself and take those insights. And there were many times that I was not honest with myself. It was like I knew. It's like my intuition was telling me, like, you should do this, this isn't good for you, blah, blah, blah. And it would be like, well, I'm just going to work through it or whatever, or, you know, like for convenience sake, or I haven't given it enough time or whatever. Like if you're getting like intuitive nudges and knowings and you have that repeatedly, like seriously, you're getting those for a reason. So stop ignoring what your inner self is saying and start to listen to the higher self-guidance, right? The things that are going to be steering you to better, more abundant and more prosperous times. Because what's happening is that it's keeping you from all of the abundance that's meant for you. Like all it is like there's some distractions, I would say, distractions and stories, but it's at the base of hearing those little insights between the words in the silent times. Yeah, and again, you're headed towards the Two of Cups. That's like towards really, really great things. Falling in love with your vision, falling in love with your dream. And I'm just going to see if there's anything else, any other message for you. If you need help, by the way, like stepping into your authentic power and like really being that leader you need to be, check out the description box below for how to connect with me and reach out. I do have various things that I can help with. Some are like memberships, some are coaching, some are like some are just like downloadable things or videos specific to people's challenges. So just check out what's there. It's changing all the time. Okay, that's not true, but I mean I'm adding things all the time that help my people like you. Okay, you got the Page of Swords, you got the Emperor in inverse, and you got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, so you do need to take some time to really contemplate and to think things through, because you'll be able to stand in your own authentic power and lead in a way once you clear some things out of the way. But you've got to take that time, and it doesn't have to be as much time as you're thinking, but it's going to be like you're going to know, because time and space and money, they're all like, you can't have abundance with it and think lack. And so if you're thinking that you don't have enough time, it's going to be taking time. If you, sorry, there's some other sounds that are coming in. Okay, yeah, you don't have to be so determined. Wow. Oh, there's a few things coming. Sorry. So, okay, perfect. Yeah, it is all about releasing things. Like you've got a lot of things to clear, but what happens is as you're going through and you're starting towards your vision, you're picking up more things to clear because you're learning things and you're grabbing new skills and you're testing what works and what doesn't work, and you're making judgments and, you know, like assessments about everything, and you have too many things, but you just got to little by little. So take a little time, even if you feel you don't have time, slow down, tune into the silence, see what ideas come, be intuitively led. Like one of the things that I do is I have a goal, and I have this one single book. It's about this big, got it from the dollar store, it's spiral bound, and I write my goal, and then I write, underneath my goal, I write why. I allow my why to change every day. Like, I don't allow my goal to change, but I allow my why to change all the time. And then I write, what block do I have with this goal? And then what 3 things need to be accomplished today to achieve the goal? And I allow myself to intuitively fill the answers in, because then I don't have anything in my mental space. And whether I accomplish those things or not that day, I don't get attached to it. I don't get mad at myself, because I've cleared that out and I'm putting it in and being intuitively led. And I've found since I've been doing that, it's been a lot easier for me, because I still go back and I look and I say, okay, well, you know, what wasn't accomplished? Okay, great. How can I bring people in to help with this? Because I recognize I can't do everything. But second, I need to be in my power, and I'm an intuitive, so I need to be working in that sense instead of all the detail senses. And if you're still watching this, chances are you're kind of an intuitive person as well. Now, you may like some details, that's fine, keep the things you like, but be a leader and pass off everything that slows you down. And there's going to be lots of things you're good at, right? Like, there's going to be many things you're good at, but you're not meant to do. You're meant to have the vision and lead the vision and communicate the vision and clear out anything that doesn't allow you to be the person who's leading and communicating and getting it out there. And then everything else, everything, you find the right people. Everything, you find the right people and you work with them, okay? So they are going to come to you. They're going to come to you as you, like, they're not necessarily going to come to you and say, hey, I want to work with you and stuff like that. But it's like, as you're going through and you're communicating your vision and your mission and stuff like that, you'll start to meet people who are on the same frequency. And as a natural progression in conversation, you're going to start to see who has what skill and what their dreams are. And then you're going to be able to tie their dreams into the skills they have that match with the skills you need and the dreams you have. And you're going to be creating win-wins. It's going to be a very, very natural evolution. Very natural. Okay, so your leadership is really developing. You're stepping up. Even if, like, the momentum started, even if you try to stop everything, you can't. You are a leader. You are. It's in you. It's in your soul. It's in who you are. You're meant to lead this. You're meant to bring it to fruition. And it's okay if your why changes. And it's even okay if your vision changes. Don't be so attached. I think this attachment to how things are and how things look and how they should look and what's, you know, just, you're too attached to the outcome, and it's keeping you from seeing the opportunity that are right in front of you. Lastly, for your message, one more thing, because I couldn't help but give you one more thing. I show up for myself and the world to the right. When I read left to the right, it is like demonstrating like the here and now, right? And then the left is past-based thinking, thinking about something in the past or some kind of past-based thinking or behavior. To the right is future-based thinking, behavior, what's going to happen. And you got, I show up for myself in the world, or I show up for myself and the world, which is a sure sign that you are going to show up as your true self, be there for yourself and for the world, and it's going to make a huge difference. So thank you for being the kind of leader you are and taking on the vision you're taking. You know, I believe in you, and I will see you in another reading.